In 2021, a bipartisan Congress passed the Infrastructure Act, which foresaw the need for infrastructure investment in a technology-neutral way. That was not the plan of the Biden White House. And so what emerged in the BEAD NOFO process was something that instead focused on a particular technology, particular outcomes that the Biden administration wanted, and this was faithfully executed despite the president's decline. What's important to note now as we go forward is that the mission of serving the unserved can be met with the tools that we have in place, with the service providers we have in place, but there's no need to continue the nonsense that was put into the BEAD program from the beginning. Since the BEAD NOFO was published on May 13th, 2022, WISPA has looked to engage with NTIA in a productive, common sense way. We were concerned about the technology limitations, some of the entrapments, the accoutrements that were festooning the BEAD NOFO program, and so it's no surprise that we ended up here where 4 years later we still don't have anyone connected with broadband. We're not the only ones who noticed this. The Office of Inspector General for the Department of Commerce began to study this a couple of years ago and now has issued a final report indicating their concerns with the program. Now would be a very good time to take stock of the criticisms, not just from us and from others in the industry who saw the BEAD program as flawed, but also what OIG has said about concerns about the program. I'm often asked, what does WISPA want for BEAD? One of our 4 pillars of advocacy for WISPA is to make sure that subsidy programs are going to meet truly unserved needs. Moving goalposts does not get that done. Changing the standard of what is or isn't broadband, or tilting it in a direction for one technology, is ludicrous. What WISPA wants is stable goalposts, the ability to go and execute for the benefit of our communities using the tools that our members bring to bear, and to do it in a way that is sensible. Now that we have a national priority for broadband service, the challenge, of course, is how to get it done. You can pick a single technology, and there are all sorts of problems with that, or you can bring all service providers, all technologies to the table and do it in a way that assures that private investment that's already been made in networks that are providing broadband service are not overbuilt, and we get to the unserved faster. We're encouraged by what we're hearing. We're encouraged by the new leadership that is coming into NTIA that certainly seems to be much more friendly to an all-of-the-above approach to more technologies being in the room. We think these are the sorts of steps that can make it possible for us to close the digital divide, to serve the unserved much sooner. So when we're looking for the right partners to be involved in a project as immense as closing the digital divide, as serving the unserved in this country, there are no better partners than WISPA's members.